When I was 6, I just said, "Hey Dad, maybe me and you can ride together across the United States." And he said, "Where?" And I said, "To the Statue of Liberty, because I've always wanted to see it."
He sincerely believed that he could do it. I knew that it was a lot of hard work. I mean, I had no illusions here. I've done this kind of riding before. And I told Shepard that it'd be a lot of hard work. And if you're willing to put forth the work, I'd be happy to train you.
I put up at least 1,000 hours of training. And then in 2019, we set off.
I knew perfectly well that the odds of us actually making it were not that good. But I figured at the very absolute minimum, we would have fun together. Maybe we'd spend a couple of weeks up in the mountains camping and hanging out. And then if Shepard wanted to go home, we would.
So we usually go like 40 to 50 miles a day. Our record is 82 miles in one day. We went over the Cascades, the Rocky Mountains, the Kahuli Desert, and most of the plains.
I remember then when we came out of the mountains, I knew at that point that we had already completed some of the hardest parts of this tour. And I started to think to myself, we're actually going to do this. This kid and I, we're going to actually get all the way to Europe.
And we got to Glasgow, Montana, and then I was feeling sick, and we went to the hospital, and sadly I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And then on the train ride back home, I asked my dad if we could ever finish this one time, and he said, "Yes, we can."
I felt like Shepard had really earned the right to finish because of all the hard work that he already put forth up in the mountains, and he figured out a way to manage your diabetes, and we're going to help you, get back on the road if that's what you want.
I started to learn a lot more stuff about my dad through that small period of time. So that's why I wanted to continue doing it, so that I can have more fun.
One of the themes of this ride was the title of an article I read about 10 years ago called "The Gift of Presence." And the author talked about in his article about how, so many parents, it seems like we really work a lot more than we really should. And we can afford some material presents for our kids. But in the article, the author talked about how most kids would prefer us to be physically present with our kids instead. But when Shepard proposed to me that we do this tour together, what he was offering me was this gift of presence.
We're just leaving the Madison Hotel here, and we're gonna head into the city. How do you feel?
Excited.
I'm glad you're excited, man. I'm so excited as well. And can I give you a big hug? Yeah. I love you, bud.
The neat thing about bicycle touring is pretty much all you have is time. It's usually very quiet when we're out on these trails. And, it just gives us an opportunity to just talk about whatever and share and learn and grow. I know exactly who my son is, and I know, what his favorite color is, who his friends are, his favorite things to do. It makes me feel like a good dad. And, that's what I got to get in exchange for, spending all this time with him.